All right, guys, I got another story for you. There's not going to be a lot of pictures on this one. I'm just going to talk to you. I will put a link to it in the description box below. It's quite lengthy. I'm not going to be lengthy. I'm just going to give you a short snippet of it. But you can read the whole thing down below. It really kind of speaks to the fact that the cops get to pretty much do whatever they want. You know, all they have to do is say, well, we're doing our job. Guess you were. Because this is one where an innocent man was victimized by law enforcement who were acting like thugs. They were just doing their job so they get away with it. Thank you to Reason.com for bringing us this story. A young Michigan man was mistaken for a wanted criminal and assaulted by a couple of plainclothes cops so badly that he needed emergency medical treatment. That's just where the awfulness began for James King as he was walking in Grand Rapids, Michigan in 2014. 6 years later, he's still trying to hold the officers involved responsible for their behavior in a case that may be heading all the way to the Supreme Court. On that fateful July day, a detective with the Grand Rapids Police Department and a special agent with the FBI approached King, mistaking him for a man wanted for breaking into the home of a former employer and stealing. According to King, they didn't identify themselves, but asked him questions, then pinned him against their SUV and took his wallet. King says he thought he was being mugged and attempted to run. The two officers then attacked King and beat him unconscious. Bystanders who watched this happen also didn't realize that King's attackers were police. Some called the police and others filmed. When more police arrived, listen to this, they ordered bystanders to delete video of the beating, and some complied. Rather than acknowledge they mistook King for someone else, police and prosecutors instead charged him with assaulting the police officers and resisting arrest. They tried to get him to accept a plea deal, but King refused, forcing a trial and risking years in prison. While he was completely acquitted by a jury in 2015, the fight bankrupted his family. That's what police want. That's what they want. King filed a lawsuit in 2016 accusing the two officers, Todd Allen of the Grand Rapids Police Department and FBI Special Agent Douglas Brownback. There's a name for you. Brownback. Of violating his 4th and 14th Amendment rights. I can't get over that name, Brownback. That's a good name for a cop. After filing the lawsuit, King and his attorney hit a huge jurisdictional problem. Those two officers were part of a multi-agency police task force, and neither the state nor the federal government are willing to say that the officers were operating under their jurisdictions. Even though the investigation and the crime wasn't a federal crime or the result of a federal investigation, the officers nevertheless attempted to claim federal immunity in Michigan courts, and then it goes down from there. So you can read the whole thing, and the link is down below. But now they're going to play the jurisdictional game and go, we got immunity, man. We're just doing our job. But they beat this guy unconscious. He's still trying to get the lawsuit to go through. He got bankrupted getting acquitted. But what really, really, really gets me is this. One statement in this one paragraph. When more police arrived, they ordered bystanders to delete video of the beating, and some complied. Why? Why? If the police tell me to delete my video, I will say, get a warrant. You're going to need to search my phone. And I'll upload that right away to YouTube. Boom, it's already on YouTube. I'm sorry. Going to have to get a subpoena. But some complied. Who the hell were those that complied? Always record law enforcement and never delete your video ever. Tell them get a subpoena. I had that once. when a deputy here, me and Pugface were filming a DUI stop, and the guy ran from the deputies here in Yucaipa, and they got tased. And one of the deputies says, well, I'm going to need your information. I'm sorry, I'm just going to need it. My captain, or my sergeant, he said, is going to need to talk to you about this. Since you recorded the incident, I need your information. It is what it is. And I told him, you're going to have to get a subpoena or a warrant, I think, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I said. And he went, I love when people are so cooperative. It's not about being cooperative or uncooperative. It's about, I'm not giving you my information because I didn't commit a crime. I'm exercising a First Amendment right. So I don't have to give you my information. You demand it, you don't get shit. And then I walked over to the sergeant. I said, how you doing? I said, hey, you can see my video on YouTube. I'll put it up. And I handed him my business card because he was polite. Didn't delete it. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers to include those that beat people up and then cry immunity from coast to coast.